This is Raymond Rowe, and you're listening to WNS.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now being broadcast in over 45 countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron and Tyler Abear.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I'm Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we welcome you to episode 353 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can find us on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, Player.fm, and Satchel. And all you have to do is search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear. And you can also find Tyler in his apartment.
That's where I am right now, in my apartment.
Yeah, couldn't make it in. We've had some less than favorable weather over the last couple days. We had a snowstorm, an ice storm come through and ice down some of the highways. I unfortunately had to come to work, so I got to brave the elements in that. It was a little chilly today. I know people up north have been mocking us, saying it's funny how we're all complaining that it's not as cold as you know, some of them might be dealing with, but to that I say, yeah, well, we deal with a lot more heat than you guys do, and you know, they close.
Oh, that's true.
They close schools down because it's 90 degrees, and they can't handle that apparently. So that's a normal day around here. So unfortunately, Tyler can't make it into the studio, but we're hanging out, having a good time nonetheless. We've got feedback, Raw, SmackDown. We're going to talk about the Mixed Match Challenge. We've got some PvP, and of course, hot topics to end out the show. So, Tyler, how you doing?
All right. You know, just dealing with this weather, and then also taking care of my wife because she's not feeling too well. So.
Oh, man, you got to take care of her.
Yep.
Because you never know. She's got to take care of you, right?
Yeah, she got to take care of me. I got to take care of her.
You're like a big old baby, huh? She got to take care of the baby.
Yep. I am a big baby. That's what I am.
So welcome to the show. We got lots to talk about. First bit of feedback we have is from Bryce, last week's champion of our very first PvP, who gave us a topic to discuss. So if you're not part of our Facebook group, make sure you search WNS Podcast Group, and we'll make sure to add you to it. We take suggestions for our promo versus promo. And if you are selected, then you are that week's champion. So congratulations to Bryce. And he gave us some feedback saying, love the show, always entertaining, and I look forward to it every week. And bring on the next PvP. Bo Dallas's hair is ready.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, so thank you very much for listening, Bryce, and thank all of our listeners out there as well. We certainly appreciate the time you take to listen to our show. Always really cool. So we got a lot to talk about this week. A lot of exciting news happening. And before we dive into the normal Raw SmackDown routine, I want to talk about some of those hot topics that happened over the course of the week. More specifically, this week, WWE made some big signings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was definitely excited. I know it had been rumored for weeks, but it has been officially confirmed that Ricochet is going to be heading to the WWE, Prince Puma himself.
And, you know, when they signed big indie stars, they'll post it on their website, or at least, I don't know about the main WWE website, but on Facebook they post it. And they say War Machine, Ricochet, sorry, I'm just throwing it out there. You know, but that's cool because, you know, my mindset still, in my mind, I'm like, WWE doesn't do that, even though we've been experiencing stuff like this for a few years at least. Like, oh no, now they have this indie star and this indie star. It's still surreal to me.
Yeah, and like you said, WWE also announced the signing of War Machine, former guest on the show, Raymond Rowe. Congratulations to him as part of War Machine. Really cool to see that. I know there's a lot of concern though because based on the NXT stars that have come up onto the main roster, There is a question on whether or not Ricochet or War Machine will be used correctly. And I saw one comment that made a lot of sense. It was send War Machine to SmackDown because their tag team division could use the help.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're going to do, but, I've been thinking if they keep them as a tag team, which I hope they would, their NXT already has a few monster teams.
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with it lately. I don't know if Heavy Machinery is still going.
Yeah.
But, you have Authors of Pain, you have Sanity, and just, monster team on monster team on monster team. I don't know how well that works. I mean, it could work. Heck, we saw Undisputed Era versus, Sanity versus Authors of Pain. That worked. But,
It really worked.
Yeah. And we know that they can do good matches and stuff. War Machine's done good wherever they went.
Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of concern as far as Ricochet goes. A lot of people, he's kind of divisive. Some people like him, some people don't, just because he has that new flashy style of wrestling.
Well, here's the thing. I would believe that they'll let him keep certain things, but he's going to have to conform to WWE style.
Absolutely. And there's another questioning of where is he going to go, because he's technically a cruiserweight. He weighs 197 pounds. So will they just use him in 205 Live in that division?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I would hope that they would keep him or do NXT stuff, but they're still trying to make 205 hot, hip, and all that stuff. They got Hideo in there, so
yeah,
who knows? Maybe.
I mean, you look at Ricochet, and then you look at Finn Balor, who's 190 pounds, and he's doing fairly well for himself. So
yeah, but
I
don't know.
Yeah,
Finn was in there before they did the 205 thing,
right?
So I don't know. There's nothing wrong with them, but there's a lot of talented guys in 205, and they don't really do too much with them.
Yeah, and I know we've had our discussions over the past few months about what to do with 205 Live. I mean, when you're even getting bumped for the Mixed Match Challenge, which had literally one match, that's got to say something about how they feel about the product.
Maybe, I guess. I don't know. They had to think of a place to put it.
Mm-hmm. Another big signing. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, wouldn't you do the Mixed Match Challenge before SmackDown or after SmackDown? I guess after SmackDown. I don't know.
I wouldn't see a problem of doing it before. Because even after SmackDown on the USA Network, they had that hour-long top 25 moments of Raw. So it's like, do you want us to tune in to the Mixed Match Challenge, or do you want us to watch what's going on Raw, or do you want us to watch the 205 Live?
Maybe you're right. Maybe that does say something.
Yeah. It's like, we'll put highlights and one match on two other areas, and you can just watch that. Like, I'm kind of curious on if that was sort of a way for them to say, oh, the ratings for 205 Live were terrible this week. We need to get rid of it. We need to make a change. It's like, well, of course it was low. You had three shows going at once.
I mean, they're also throwing Goldust into the mix, too.
Yeah, which still baffles me. I understand you're trying to get a name onto the show, but come on. Clearly the man is not a cruiserweight.
I mean, I don't know how long they're going to let this Enzo thing go on with the belt.
Especially if he seems to be nursing an ankle injury. Just
drop it to Hideo, which I guess they're still trying. I mean, they're going to drop it to Alexander, I would think.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're still doing stuff with Alexander.
Maybe give it to Cedric Alexander to lose to Hideo.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
might go that route. All right. The other big signing was Candice LeRae. What did you think about that? Whenever you heard,
that's pretty cool. She was in the Classic, and just more women and stuff. So that's very helpful. And I know they have a lot of people that they've signed from, or a few they signed from the Classic, but I don't know what they're waiting on.
Yeah.
I forgot her name. That was her name. Her indie name before was Kimberly, but I forgot what her name is now. I don't know. So I would assume that should go to NXT. Or, yeah.
Cool. So we'll have to see what she holds for the future. I know they're all going to be reporting to the Performance Center soon. So I guess they go from there to wherever after that. Where would you like to see these newest signees? Do you think they need to start off in NXT, or do some of them just go straight to the main roster?
I'm saying Ricochet with NXT. I don't know about War Machine. I mean, I think most likely they're going to go to NXT, but I would say, I don't know. It's tricky with the tag teams.
I've been seeing a lot of comments saying make Ricochet a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble.
That would be cool. I don't think that'll happen, but
you never know. Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Like a couple years ago, a man by the name of AJ Styles walked into the arena.
Well, AJ was a bigger name than Ricochet.
Well, sure.
But I don't know. We will find out.
Yep, we certainly will, but we get ready for Raw, the go-home show to Raw 25, which looks like it's just going to be star-studded and can't miss, and I find it very interesting that they did none of that for the Raw 20th anniversary of Raw, which you and I both attended. We got The Rock, and we got a couple of legends backstage in a backstage segment, but that was about it. The Raw 20... Go ahead.
Did you go back and listen to those commercials? Like I said, I swear I thought they said Chris Jericho.
They did, yes. They even, they have said that Chris Jericho is going to be there in some capacity.
Weird.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be like one of those video packages. Hey, WWE Universe, wow, here's the 25 years. Great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they have a lot of names for that show, so...
so many names that regulars on Raw are going to get bumped.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I think I said this last week, or I said it during Twitter while watching Raw. They're starting to have that spot there, or they had that spot with the Revival after their match, where they were talking about they're going to be the best tag team, whatever. It automatically reminded me of the Ascension whenever they were starting out, and they just got completely squashed by all the tag team legends. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do that with the Revival.
I hope not, but that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, because they were high on them.
Are they, though? Because that, from last that I saw, that they had nothing for the Revival, and they didn't really have any plans for them.
I don't know. Well, what does the Bullet Club say about the Revival?
They say many things about the Revival.
What's the 3 words they say?
Refresh my memory. Yes, that is it. Yes. All 3 words, 3 syllables. Man, I've been playing Mario Odyssey. That game is fun.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's so many moons that you have to collect.
I want to get it.
Yeah, you have to check it out. It's pretty cool. You've been playing any good games lately? I saw where Noah tagged you playing Destiny 2.
Oh yeah. Well, I got back into it for him, and I've been helping him out. That would have been nice when I was starting to play. Some 20 level would help, like a level 2 come in and just wreck shop.
walk
me.
you through it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing for him.
Sweet. Well, maybe I'll pick up the game and y'all can walk me through it.
Hey, man, do it. Yeah, we'll do it. What's it called? Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is actually pretty fun. I downloaded Golf Story for the Switch, and then I also download. This is a weird game, so check it out when you get a chance. It's like a one and done thing, but it's a puzzle. You get like a few challenges. It's called Mom Hid My Game.
Okay.
That's something I'm going to get you to play, Daniel, when you get a chance. I'm going to let you play it on the Switch. It is hysterical and ridiculous.
Huh. All right. We can check that out.
But that's about it.
Nice. So let's get into Raw. Like I said, it's the go home show before Raw 25, which will be the go home show for the Royal Rumble. We kick things off with Braun Strowman coming out, telling us a little story. It was a very short story, and
yeah, he's telling you a story. Well, okay. Well, first of all, yeah, go through that. Then I'm going to say what I have to say.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, I just have to say this Raw was the Braun show. That's all I got to say.
At least the first hour and a half of it was. Definitely. It was a big showcase for him. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would rather see Braun than Kane, so that's good. Yeah. So we find out that Braun Strowman was fired by Kurt Angle. He was starting to walk out, and one of the security guards, who looks a lot like a wrestler, decided to place his hand on Braun Strowman and says, "Hey, you got to get out of here." And that sort of set Braun off and tore into these security guards, throwing them through tables, throwing them across the backstage area. And he says, "I'm not leaving until everybody gets these hands."
It's just crazy, all the stuff that he's doing, and like he's just throwing guys around. Just even at the beginning of the show, when they like flash back to the last week when he pulled, or air quotes, pulled the set down.
Yeah.
But to make him look like a beast, and to fast forward a little bit through the show when he was going and wrecking shop and beating up people, it's just funny to see certain things that he was doing. I like the part where that guy would run to catering. "Oh no, Braun's coming!" That's how he said it, and he ran off. And he's beating up people, beating up Kurt Hawkins. Why beat up Kurt Hawkins? Because he's there. Just to make him look like a monster, though.
But he did make time for cake.
Yeah. Then he didn't see the guy that was standing there. That was just a show.
Yes. If you stay still, he doesn't see you.
Do not move.
Yes.
Clear your mind.
Yeah. Think like a tree.
So, yeah. Then, he air quotes push the truck up, or you know what I mean, lean it over.
Yeah.
Or shake the what's it called, booth?
The production truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just to make, I know it was cheesy. Maybe for the kids, it was like, "Whoa, this guy's amazing." I laughed at certain things, but in all honesty, he was just trying to make him look like a beast.
Oh yeah.
Or monster among men.
Yeah, and they did a really good job at that. But there was one little hiccup, and I think where my mindset was for it.
I knew it.
And I know
automatically.
I can almost assume that as soon as you saw it, you were like, "Oh, Daniel's probably pissed."
Oh no, yeah. That's where my mind went.
It was the 8 different camera angles on the semi truck getting turned over. Like, okay, I understand you want to do, and I've had this conversation numerous times. The GoPro on top of the truck. Come on. Really?
Hey, where'd that GoPro come from?
Oh, you can make all the claims you want that, that's a dash cam or that's whatever cam that was already on the No. There's no way they would have been able to get that camera in time if it was air quote live, which they did. Oh, it was so poorly shot.
Hey man, what are you talking about? WWE puts GoPros on everything just in case they do stuff.
So bad. This was bad. Well, what I've really found funny about it is that he shows his strength in doing that, and then he goes to kick a trash can, and the trash can will barely move. or he throws a chair and it doesn't, I would expect that if he has the strength to flip a semi, he would be able to like throw a chair almost like a bullet comes out of a gun. Like he throws it and it's gone. I guess so, yeah. So the fact that like normal gravity still applies to Braun Strowman when he's throwing a chair as opposed to flipping a semi, it's just one of those things. Well, you could make the argument, well, he was tired after flipping that semi. He had to get some of his strength back. But yeah, he flipped the semi. He destroyed Kurt Hawkins. He made time for cake. He went and picked up Michael Cole. And surprisingly, that's enough to get you rehired.
Well, if I've learned anything, don't provoke a beast. You know what I mean? Even though if you fire him, he's going to cause havoc. So you might as well hire him again and make him happy.
That's not the lesson to be learned here, Tyler.
Yeah, that is.
That is not the lesson to be learned. The lesson here is if you get fired from your job and you break enough shit, they'll just hire you back.
Pretty much, yeah.
If you throw people into security guards and flip a semi, they'll be like, hey, you know what? We're hiring you back, and you can still get your championship match.
And a pay raise.
And we're giving you a pay raise. Why not? Let's live a little.
Give us a raise, loser.
That's right. So, he definitely went on a rampage, which I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching it. I liked the fact that he broke the TV in Kurt Angle's office and, threw two chairs and hit it, and it was enjoyable. It was the throwback to the Attitude Era, Austin breaking stuff. He's got the cement truck, the monster truck, all that kind of stuff. Like, that was really cool. I dug it. But those damn camera angles every time, I'm going to call it out.
I get what you're saying, but I still don't get the, I don't have the same, I know I was younger back then, but I don't get the same feeling as when Stone Cold did it. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, okay. There is that bit of a nostalgia where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. But,
I think it's just we were at a different age,
Sure. Yeah, we believe different things when we were younger. And, Braun has definitely been given the Stone Cold Steve Austin, role where he's just there to piss off authority, and he's gotten fired, and then he got brought back for God knows what reason, and he goes just on a rampage.
Yeah.
I like it. I dig it. One thing that I'm really shocked that we have not seen as far as merchandise for Braun Strowman, you know how they make the foam fingers and all that?
Yeah.
I'm really shocked to see that they haven't made, like, the foam arms. Like, just sell 2 arms in a pack, and people can, like, raise their hands with the foam arms for Braun Strowman.
Arms or the fist or whatever.
Yeah. So,
huh?
I'm really kind of surprised that hasn't been made. And then next week on Raw 25, we'll see it, and I will get no cut of the money for it. So he was fired. Let's see. As far as matches go, we got to see Titus Worldwide going up against The Bar. And this matchup was all right. And then, of course, there was a distraction from Jason Jordan, which led to a roll-up. Of course. Oldest trick in the book.
Like I said last week, man, it took him this long for Titus Worldwide to start getting wins.
He made it a win. Well, it's because he brought Dana Brooke on board.
Yeah, I guess you can claim that. But,
the numbers don't
bullshit.
lie, and she's the statistician.
Yeah?
Yeah. And they spell disaster for you, my friend. 33 and 2/3. 66 and 2/3% chance. So Titus Worldwide got the win over The Bar. Cedric Alexander went up against Tony Nese and
Tony Abs,
yeah. I know we talked earlier about having Goldust on the cruiserweight division, but man, Cedric Alexander needs someone to speak for him because the crowd was not behind him. He just came off as bland. He's got to have someone talking for him right now because I don't know if it's just his confidence is shaken or what, but I don't know. I don't know what it is about Cedric. He's amazingly gifted in the ring, but whenever he talks on the mic, it just doesn't come through.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's why they gave him. I don't know. I don't know why they threw Goldust in there.
Yeah. So Cedric Alexander ends up defeating Tony Nese. Enzo Amore, none too happy about that. So we already talked about Strowman getting rehired, threw Michael Cole into the security guards, and we got Tom Phillips. Oh, joy. Then we got to see the matchup that I was really surprised we saw this so soon. I was expecting them to hold on to this till like after WrestleMania, after Asuka wins the championship or something, and that being Asuka going up against Nia Jax. I felt they were going to try and keep these two apart for a very long time, but they had a matchup this week.
Yeah, I don't know what their plan is with Asuka and stuff, but they finally let them go at it.
Yeah, and they had what was looking like a pretty good match, and then they did that finish where Nia Jax injured her leg. At first, it looked like she was going to take the count out, but then she fought through the pain, tried to stand up, couldn't make it. The ref said, "No, you've had enough. I'm calling this match." And at first you kind of wonder, oh, is she legit injured? But that second fall that she did in front of the referee, it was very, very poor. It was a little almost overacted, I guess you could say. But Asuka gets the win. The crowd didn't even seem that thrilled by the ending of the match. They seemed more behind Nia Jax. So they had a moment where Alexa comes out to try and sell the injury. Hey, are you okay? I know we're frenemies or whatever, but I'm still concerned for you. Then they had a segment backstage where Alexa's basically hamming it up. Wow, I thought you were going to win. People were saying all along, oh, Asuka's, she's tough, but Nia's tougher. And wow, you ended up losing. I can't believe it. And Enzo came by.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. Then Enzo came by and Nia shooed Alexa away. So
Shoo.
Get on out of here. Let me talk to my boy.
It's your boy again.
It's your boy. So where do you think they're going with this whole Enzo, Nia, Alexa triangle?
I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Where can they go, to me?
Well, I saw one suggestion of having a swerve, so to speak, and have Alexa end up with Enzo.
Huh.
Similar to how they did the Trish Stratus and Christian. Remember that from WrestleMania 20, I think it was?
Yeah. I guess they could. I don't know. Who knows? I really don't have a guess.
I'll bet you $1 Canadian they go that route. After that, we got to see the Revival going up against local talent Aaron Solo and Ricky Starks. Now, what's interesting about that is that we've actually seen Ricky Starks compete live before.
Yeah, he's a very talented dude, and I forgot where we saw him.
I can't remember either. That was weird because I was like trying to think of the shows that we've seen him at. I feel like we've seen him more than once. I couldn't remember
if we've seen some of those Louisiana shows.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But he's done stuff in Texas and Louisiana.
Sure.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, congratulations to those dudes. I mean, it was a short match and they didn't get to last very long, but we still got to see them perform on Raw, which is pretty cool. Then we got to see The Miz come out and cut a promo talking about it's going to be his year, and next week on Raw, he's going to defeat Roman Reigns and take back his Intercontinental Championship. So be on the lookout for that.
I don't know. I really am intrigued with the Roman Reigns Miz stuff.
Yeah. Curious as to where they're going to go.
I mean, I just like their stuff together.
Yeah. I find it weird that Roman Reigns hasn't really issued a statement back, at least that I've seen. It might have been a backstage segment and I was outside taking care of my dog or something, but Roman Reigns comes out and he takes care of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, but he doesn't really say anything to The Miz. So He's kind of just like, yeah, okay, we'll fight. That's fine.
Yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it, podcast guys. But yeah, Roman Reigns defeats Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas in a 2-on-1 handicap match. So there was that. Sasha Banks versus Sonya Deville. This one ended after a kick to the ribs. Sasha Banks jumped off the second turnbuckle, and Sonya connected with a kick, and that was the pin. That was very kind of lackluster, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I missed that one.
It wasn't anything really to write home about. It was a short match, and like I said, it ended with a kick to the midsection.
Right.
Huh?
Like, you write home from when you're at work and stuff?
Sometimes, if it's good enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You gotta have all the important details. This
Sorry.
was not that important. But yeah, I guess they're gonna try and go with, Sonya Deville having that MMA fighter look, and her kicks are deadly, I guess. I don't know. But it was enough to do the job to Sasha Banks. So Sonya Deville was your winner. We got to see Matt Hardy going up against Heath Slater. Matt Hardy got the win. The matches this week, with the exception of the main event, were kind of meh. The story being told was obviously Braun Strowman getting fired, going on his rampage, and then being rehired. And then it was the main event, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. So, I mean, we saw Matt Hardy defeat Heath Slater. Really wasn't anything to the match. I don't even think that Bray Wyatt was involved at all.
No.
So, he was just that was kind of just a filler match, really. But the main event, which I looked at my clock and I was like, wow, this match, can only go about 10 minutes. I mean, I think it went over a little bit, but I was hoping they would have given him more time. But it was Seth Rollins going up against Finn Balor.
Well, something that you forgot to mention was after Braun destroyed everything and Kurt was in his office, Jason Jordan came in there. Kurt wasn't ready to talk to him and all that stuff because he had a lot of stuff to deal with. But Jason was like, hey, I just want to thank you. I haven't said it lately. And he's like, hey, I think we need to take on whatever. But he's trying to set up a match for his partner, Seth Rollins. They gave him a match. Seth Rollins. So.
Yeah. And then there was a backstage segment with Rollins saying, hey, dude, don't speak on my behalf. Come and talk to me. I have no problems going up against Finn Balor, but come and talk to me first.
So this is going to pretty much set up in the future, I would think, Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan.
Yeah, though I'm sure Jordan will turn on Rollins, costing them the tag team championships, and then they'll have a matchup down the line.
Yeah.
So so we got to see Seth Rollins going up against Finn Balor, rematch from SummerSlam for the inaugural Universal Championship. It was very interesting because they had a moment where the crowd thought the match was over. The refs thought, or not the refs, the commentators thought the match was over. I think even the competitors thought the match was over. Damn near everybody except the referee. Balor ends up pinning Rollins for a 3.5 count. 3.5. What? I mean, you can go back and watch the video and say, okay, maybe the ref put his hand down and was basically saying,
hell, they even show it.
Yeah, they showed it on replay and was like, no, that should have been a pin.
They're trying not to make those mistakes, but hell, it happens every now and then,
It does, and I've always, I've noticed that from time to time where the ref's hand will go down, and then he'll start counting, and so whenever he comes down for 2, the crowd is already chanting 3.
Yep.
So but he's coming down for what's supposed to be in his mind 1. The crowd is already saying 2. Comes down for 2. The crowd's chanting 3. They think it's over, and then his hand goes up again, and then there's a kick out. But
yeah.
So I mean, this is the same case. I'm guessing that's what the ref meant to do. He didn't mean to put his hand down so forcefully to start the count, but he did. I mean, he slammed it down, started to go. That's 1. Crowd's at 2. Goes down. Crowd's at 3. Comes down again. I mean, it was 3.5. However you look at it. But that wasn't the shining moment of this matchup. The shining moment came at the end with the return of the curb stomp. Seth Rollins using the curb stomp. Beautifully executed. It looked vicious, and Finn Balor had a mark on his head to prove it. He took all of it.
I don't know if it really affects them that much, but he sold it for sure.
He sold the hell out of it, and he had the mark on his face to prove it. I know, Corey Graves, he even called it the Blackout, which that's a pretty good name for it if they decide to keep running with it.
Yeah.
So that's a throwback to his Tyler Black character, and also once you get hit with it, you're blacking out. You're gonna wake up going, "What happened? What day is it?" So I know this move has originally been banned since WrestleMania 31, I believe. So it's been a while since we've seen it. So what were your thoughts when you saw it?
I was like, "Oh shit! Why did they do that? That move's banned."
Is that really what you thought? That was your first thought?
It's banned. Yep.
It's banned. You can't be doing that. Package pile driver. No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's definitely a shock to see it return after so many years. So first we see the Shield reunite, and now we're seeing the curb stomp come back. So Seth Rollins ended up getting the victory.
Now we're gonna see the pile driver come back.
Yes, let's bring everything back, right?
Oh shit, that'll be horrible.
Samoa Joe will be in heaven. So that pretty much did it for Raw. They signed off with Finn Balor looking dazed and confused, and Gallows and Anderson were picking him up, making sure he was okay. I think this might lead to a heel turn on Finn's part, because I know that we've been questioning, like, is he a heel or are Gallows and Anderson turning face? Because that combo does not normally mix. So I think this is sort of going to be one of those moments where Balor's going to take offense to that. Be like, "Oh, you're gonna use that move against me? It took that for you to take me out?" I'm like, screw you, dude. Who knows? We'll see.
Beat your ass.
That's right. After that, we go over to SmackDown Live, where the main focus was the Royal Rumble, which they had some god-awful videos that everyone was recording on their phones. Did you see those?
Oh, yeah.
God, those were bad.
I was noticing the little things when they were showing the ladies talking. And I'm like, Ruby Riott did not look at the camera. She was probably just looking at the screen.
She's looking at herself. Yeah. That or a script. Because, man, some of those lines were so bad.
Yeah, I was like, hey, my wife was sitting next to me. So watch this girl say something. And that was Sarah Logan.
As soon as I saw Sarah Logan, I was like, "Come on, Paul, let's go on down to the creek." I didn't even hear what she had to say because I was too busy mocking her. Mean, so mean of me, I know. But
shit.
So that was one of the main focuses. The other focus was the United States Championship tournament, which they actually bumped up a bit. The finals were originally scheduled to take place at the Royal Rumble, but then Tom Phillips starts the show by saying, no, it's going to end next week, and then they bump it up even further by having the championship match that night. So we go.
That's weird. I guess they were changing plans during that whole night.
Yeah, and it kind of makes sense because they'll probably want to have some of those people in the Royal Rumble match. So, you do what you can, I guess. Freeze them all up.
I don't know what they're going to do with Dolph.
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, he's going to come back and feud with Bobby Roode. I mean, that's what he was doing before.
But now that they have Baron Corbin out of the mix.
Yeah. Between those three, they've all held the championship now. So that's just going to be the continuation of the feud? He's going to come back, win the championship, then he's going to lose to Baron Corbin, who will be the champion. And we'll go full circle.
Yep, full circle.
So we had the opening matchup, Xavier Woods, who prior to the match came out and cut a promo. They were talking about pancakes and their match, USA. patriotism, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Jinder Mahal comes out. They have their matchup. I thought it was a pretty decent match. Jinder Mahal ends up getting the victory, which let me know that they were going to go the Bobby Roode route. I figured if Xavier won, then obviously they would go with Mojo Rawley. But Jinder Mahal ended up winning, advanced in the United States title tournament, had some of those Royal Rumble vignettes.
Well, I would say that Bobby Roode did sell his ribs pretty well.
Oh, yeah. That was the second match of the evening, Bobby Roode going up against Mojo Rawley. Rawley even taunted him a bit.
Sorry.
Huh?
I just jumped into it.
Oh, you're fine. Rawley ended up taunting him a little bit, going, "Oh, did I crack a rib there, Bobby? What's going on?" So
yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a selling point for the evening. But Bobby Roode ended up getting a victory over Mojo Rawley to advance as well.
You know what I miss about Mojo Rawley?
Huh?
That move that he would do when he would like put his arms together and go up and down with it while he was like shaking his pelvis. You remember that move he would do?
No, you'll have to show me.
It was so ridiculous.
You'll have to recreate it next time I see you.
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say the part where he points at someone and goes, "He ain't hype. He ain't hype."
He's not hyped. I'm hyped because I have a condition.
You got to get that checked out.
Yeah.
So after the Bobby Roode and Mojo Rawley match, the Singh brothers attacked. Jinder Mahal came out, and Bobby said, "Hey, if you're so anxious to fight, why don't we do it tonight? Let's have the championship match tonight." And Daniel Bryan comes out and says, "That's a great idea because I'm the general manager of SmackDown, and I don't have a main event booked. That's perfect.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck." So yeah, that'll be the main event because they're just booking on the fly, as wrestling tends to be apparently.
Yeah.
So we have our main event scheduled. We got to see the Riot Squad going up against Charlotte, Becky Lynch, and Naomi, and the Riot Squad end up getting the victory this week.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
No. Nope.
Q. We got to see the Usos backstage get attacked by Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, and that wasn't anything interesting. It just happened. But one of the interesting things that did happen is that one of the Usos, Jay, was arrested over the weekend for a DUI. Apparently, there's no word at the moment on if he'll face punishment by the WWE.
Ugh. That sucks.
Yeah. So more details to follow on that, I guess. It was supposedly after a house show. He got pulled over for a traffic violation, and the cop noticed he was showing signs of driving under the influence. So he gave him a sobriety test and then was later on booked him. So not a good way to spend your weekend.
No, not.
But he was released. His mugshot was released, and then he was on SmackDown that week. So no biggie.
Yep. No Big E. You're right.
Well, Big E was there. He was not in the vehicle, but he was on SmackDown, tossing out pancakes. So then we go to the main event of SmackDown: Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal for the United States Championship. Bobby Roode gets the win. A pretty solid matchup between these two, and Bobby Roode's your new United States champion.
I figured they would go that way.
Yeah. I was kind of on the fence as far as what direction they were going, but I was leaning more towards Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode.
Yeah. And then shortly after that, like I said, they had the 25 greatest moments of Monday Night Raw. And what was really funny is I was watching that, and I had my phone watching the Mixed Match Challenge. And I was sitting there going, I wonder if they're going to do the cheap cop-out by saying, oh, the greatest moment of Raw was the very first Monday Night Raw. You know? That's such a cop-out. Which is funny because if you go back years and years ago, whenever I did my Don West Brown Bag Special unboxing, I got the 50 greatest moments of TNA, and the number one slot for that was the first episode of Impact. I was like, that's such a cop-out.
That's funny.
So, but this instant, it was not. The number one instant of Raw was the Stone Cold Steve Austin driving the beer truck and spraying The Rock and McMahon down with beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty cool. So let's talk about this mixed match challenge. We kick things off. So they're going to be doing this on Facebook. It's called Facebook Watch, where basically if you have the app, you type the little TV screen and it's live.
You can watch it on WWE on Facebook or the Mixed Match Challenge Facebook page.
Yeah. All of those are sharing the video. And it's really interesting because it's just one match per show. So I guess that's, not too bad. I think one of the numbers that I saw while watching it, I think they had like 144,000 viewers. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad of a crowd.
No.
The matchup was Sasha Banks versus Sasha Banks teaming up with Finn Balor to go up against Natalya and Shinsuke Nakamura. They were teasing Natalya and Shinsuke doing their little cat mishmash or whatever, and Natalya was trying to do the hand gesture that Shinsuke does, and Shinsuke was just like, "No, just stop.
I like how Shinsuke was wearing Natalya's dad's jacket.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool thing that he did. That was a nice touch. So they had
very cool.
The matchup was fine for what it was. Sasha ends up putting Natalya in the bank statement, and Natalya taps out. So Natalya and Shinsuke Nakamura are eliminated from the mixed match challenge because it's basically just a tournament. And the winning team gets, I think it's like $100,000 or $10,000 to donate to a charity of their choosing.
Yeah.
So I think next week. Go ahead.
It wasn't a bad match.
Yeah.
But I found someone who was worse on commentary other than David Otunga.
Who's that?
Beth Phoenix.
Yeah. See, I was watching.
That's her first time.
Yeah, sure. I was watching it in bed, so I had the volume just about off, so I wasn't really paying attention too much. So, what was it? Just what do you think it was? Nerves or?
To me, it sounds like someone was feeding her lines.
Ah, gotcha. All the cliches.
That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like to me.
Interesting. So, and it looked like a lot of people were interested in the mixed match challenge. So. More details on that to come. I think next week is Miz and Asuka to go up against Carmella and Big E. I think that's where they're going next.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I'm pulling for Miz and Asuka, which they're calling Asuka.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, it is time to go into our second ever PvP promo versus promo. I know we had quite a number of suggestions this week, so it's nice to see people contributing to it. But as we agreed prior to actually doing it, we would pick one person's topic and cut promos on each other, or it could be a debate. I don't know how. We're still ironing the details out on that. But we get a topic. That person is our champion for the week. And then we cut a promo on one another. So since a majority of the people said that I was the winner of the PvP last week, I allowed Tyler to choose the topic. And of all the topics that were on our Facebook group page, Tyler chose Batman versus Superman. So congratulations to LaShawn. You are this week's champion for PvP. So congratulations. We're gonna be cutting a promo on one another. You being in your apartment, I wonder what your neighbors are gonna think. I
don't know. That also my wife's in the other room, so she's gonna be hearing me doing crazy stuff.
So this is Batman versus Superman. Tyler has chosen the side of Batman. So with that being said,
hang on.
Okay. Hang on.
Are we talking about Batman and Superman?
You are cutting a promo on Batman versus Superman. So if you're choosing Batman, then by all means go ahead. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Second? Oh, so the pressure's on me. Okay. All right. All right.
Okay, so what?
You want to cue me in? Put me on the spot?
Yeah.
I haven't had any time to think about this, by the way.
If you want me to go first, I can.
No, I'll go first. I'll welcome the challenge.
Okay.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Daniel. Daniel, tell us why Superman is better than Batman.
Well, first, I have to thank the American people, because without truth, justice, and the American way, there would be no America. Also, there would also be no Superman, for that's who he fights for. Now, in a traditional fight, I think Superman can take Batman. Don't actually believe that. I think Batman would win. But if, as long as Superman is prepared, he can take down Batman. Batman has no chance. He is mortal. He is human. He could be taken out when he's Bruce Wayne. Superman could crash in to Wayne Tower, knock him out, end of the fight. It's simple as that. Batman would have to be completely prepared in order to go up against Superman, and he is just not enough. You can get all the gadgets, all the money, all the equipment that you need. It's not going to be enough. And one thing that I've always found interesting is that, Batman can take a punch from Superman, yet it's not breaking any bones. It's not, breaking his jaw from taking a shot to the face from Superman. Superman's obviously holding back. So it's time for him to let go. And that's what I think Superman's going to beat the crap out of Batman. All
Ding,
right.
ding.
Yeah, ding, ding, mofos. All right. With that being said, we turn it over to our good friend Tyler. He is joined now by Batman himself. Tyler, what do you think, Batman or Superman? Take it away.
I'll tell you what, man. Batman is the best. He can beat Superman with no problems at all. He is super smart. He knows every martial arts there is. He knows all the weaknesses of Batman. Heck, he took down the Justice League because he knows all their weaknesses. And he has the Batmobile. Oh, man. In the darkest night, he makes the bad guys fall. There's a million heroes, but he's the best of them all. Okay, that's it.
Are you just trying to, rhyme your stuff, or what's the deal with that?
Sometimes.
Okay. All right, so that's this week's PvP. Let us know in the comments who won, me or Tyler, Batman or Superman. Obviously, Superman, come on. But, yeah, so thanks, LaShawn. You were this week's champion, PvP. If you have a PvP you'd like us to cut next week, just hit up our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, or our Facebook group page, WNS Podcast Group, and let us know. As simple as that. So we'll try and cut a promo, and we'll see. And you guys vote on who the winner is. So,
yeah, and I'll try to cut a promo without cracking.
I'm really surprised you didn't try to go like the Batman voice,
I'm learning,
Yeah.
So
You didn't even go like the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. Well, what you have to do is defeat Superman. And you can't be wearing hockey pads. We'll see.
True.
So going into our hot topics, we'll kick things off with the WWE Hall of Fame inductee for 2018. First name announced, that being Goldberg.
That's pretty cool. That's gonna be the headliner. I would think.
More than likely. Yeah, I mean, they got to start strong, sell those tickets. And I'm really curious to some of the other names that they're going to add. Like, off the top of my head, I can't really think of too many names that aren't already in there. Is there anyone that's not in there that you can think of? China, yeah. Especially after her death. I was kind of surprised they didn't do that last year.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of some other people. I don't know, man.
I think Mark Henry, in a year or two, he'll probably get put in the Hall of Fame because they announced that he's pretty much done with the wrestling aspect of his career. He's moved to more of a backstage help, but I think his in-ring career is over. But I definitely see him going into the Hall of Fame. I definitely see Kane, Undertaker.
Snooki.
Get out. I will hang up on you right now. I will finish this show myself.
Snooki, do work.
Do work, son. I don't know. Any others that kind of ring a bell in your head? Howard Finkel, maybe? If he's not
really?
already.
He's not been.
He might be.
Has he?
I don't know.
Really, to be honest, I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah. When's Charles Robinson getting one? That's what I want to know.
That's funny. I don't know. Who knows? No. I'm trying to think. Maybe you could think of some people that may be coming back for 25th anniversary.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know.
Christian? Is he in?
I don't
think he
Edge
is.
is in, but Christian's not.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. And there's going to be some people that we've never thought of. There's some older,
Some of the older talents. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Goldberg, the first announced name for the WWE Class of 2018 Hall of Fame. So, congratulations to
Who do you
Goldberg.
think's going to induct them?
Maybe Diamond Dallas Page.
Were they close?
I mean, I can't really think of anyone else to do it. Maybe Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I doubt that. Bork Laser.
Yes. I don't know. We'll have to see. Next bit of Hot Topic news, we have Elias is likely to take Samoa Joe's spot in the feud with John Cena. They teased at it a couple weeks ago before Samoa Joe got injured, and Elias
They did a good job of that too.
Yeah, and then Samoa Joe unfortunately got injured. Elias cut a promo this week against John Cena, and so and they've had their history as well from a couple of weeks back, and so it looks like that might be the route they're going to be taking.
Yeah.
So another big name that might be coming to WWE. There's not an official confirmation yet. Like Tyler said at the start of the show, usually you see stuff either on the website or their Facebook page. Neither has happened yet, so we're only reporting rumors at the moment. But it's being reported that Ronda Rousey has reportedly agreed to a deal with WWE.
Which that's pretty cool. I hope so.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
We do not at the moment. But, once we do, I'm sure we'll share it to the Facebook page, and we'll talk about it on the show. But I know a lot of people were hoping to see her at the Royal Rumble, but even if they did, I think it was said that she would not be appearing at the Royal Rumble.
It's hard to keep secrets. You know what I mean?
It is.
Because there's so many people out there, because they said someone saw Triple H and Ronda Rousey go out to eat to talk about stuff.
Yeah. Going out for lunch. Let's go grab a bite and talk business.
Yep. But how crazy is that? I mean, how do you feel about that, Ronda?
Oh, I mean, she's a hard worker, and as long as she puts in the effort and takes it seriously, I think she could be a huge draw. I really think that they should give her like the Brock Lesnar treatment, where it is a special draw. You're not going to see her every single week, but she's going to come in and she's going to wreck shop.
Wreck shop, son.
That's right. Do work.
Do work, Snooki.
No Snooki.
Snooki.
No. Anywho, moving over to Impact news. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Ronda?
I'm excited about. I mean, I don't know how she's going to wrestle though.
Yeah.
So,
well,
but she's a hard worker and she'll put in the work.
Yeah. Supposedly she's been at the Performance Center and she's been learning the ropes, so to speak. And there is reportedly still interest in doing that 4-on-4, the 4 horsewomen match. So maybe we'll get to see that at WrestleMania this year.
But they would have to get the other 2 ladies in and do stuff too.
Yeah, that's true too. So moving over. Oh, one more thing as far as the WWE injuries. Paige might be done with her in-ring career due to injury. As some of you might know, she suffered an injury at a house show a few weeks back. She didn't wrestle on Raw that following week, and then she's actually been pulled from the Royal Rumble. They even acknowledged it on Raw and on one of the backstage segments where they're like, "Hey, we were just informed you're not going to be competing in the Royal Rumble." So some people are speculating that this could be the end of her in-ring career.
Oh, that is so sad if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, injury is a part of the business, unfortunately, and unfortunately it happens. But maybe they can have her do something else. I don't know what, but we'll have to see. Another injury news: Impact Wrestling star Sienna was hospitalized. She originally thought it was a displaced or broken rib. Turns out it was a blood clot in both of her lungs.
Holy crap.
Yeah, so she has been in the hospital. She's not going to be wrestling for a while, but she'll still make appearances and show up for this and that. But she's not going to be wrestling for a while she heals up from that.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah. Like on a big level.
Mm-hmm. Final bit of hot topic news we have this week, or at least that I have. I know Tyler's going to be excited about this. The WWE 2K18 DLC has been released, or is going to be released, featuring the Hardy Boys, Beth Phoenix, and more.
It has been released.
There you go. Have you already downloaded it?
I downloaded it, but I haven't played them yet.
Who are you going to play as first of those?
Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Tag team, sucker.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, for sure.
Not on the Switch, though.
Yeah, I'm not getting down the Switch. But I've seen the entrance.
Yeah.
And when they come out and stuff, Matt Hardy does the delete arm thing.
All is right with the world.
Yep. It's not the Woken character, though.
Yeah, that'll probably be next year.
Yeah, for sure.
And then as soon as it comes out, he'll change his character up, making everything instantly obsolete.
Obsolete. Delete. Right. Obsolete. Delete.
So that's all I've got. Do you have anything to talk about this week?
I do not.
You getting excited for that show coming to our town? I know there's a hurricane show this weekend, but there was recently announced a lucha show that's going to be happening. Not Lucha Underground, but what was it? Aero Lucha?
Let's see. Let me look it up real quick.
They're going to be coming to our little town, and they're bringing quite the list of names.
I've never even heard of this thing.
Yeah.
Let's find it. It is...
Yeah, it's Aero Lucha. A-R-O Lucha.
Yeah, because originally I saw a Facebook thing, like an ad, and it says, "Oh, it's coming to Beaumont," and I was like, and I watched the video and it said nothing about Beaumont. I was like, this is some stupid ass clickbait. So I was like, let me look it up, because no one was commenting on the video.
Yeah.
So I looked it up, the website, and I was like, oh shit, it is coming to Beaumont.
That's awesome. Yeah, some of the names, I'm pulling it up right now. Some of the names that are scheduled to come to our area: Blue Demon Jr., Juventud Guerrera, Super Crazy, Chavo Guerrero Jr., John Hennigan, James Storm, Hurricane Helms, Low Key, MVP, just to name a few. LAX are coming as well, Laredo Kid. So it's going to be an interesting show. I'm going to have to check it out. Hopefully they do well and can get a big crowd out there.
And what? It's at Civic Center?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll have to see.
We saw Blue Demon Jr. wrestle once, I believe.
Did we?
Yeah, it was a while back.
Oh. Off the top of my head, I don't remember it. So
Blue Demon Jr.
So yeah. So if you're let's see. Oh, I just had their website up. For those of you who might be interested about this, they're going to be doing some shows. What's today? The 17th. This Friday, the 19th, if you're in Amarillo, Texas, they're going to be at the Azteca Music Hall. If you're in Lubbock, Texas, they'll be at the Fair Park Coliseum on the fairgrounds Saturday, January 20th. Beaumont, we're getting them on February 16th. And if you live in Humble, Texas, they're going to be at the Humble Civic Center and Arena Complex on Saturday, February 17th. So you can go get your tickets, or you can go to Aero Lucha, that's ARO Lucha.com, and get all the details on that. So big surprises, big names. Should be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just I like wrestling in general, and then don't get me wrong, I love WWE, but I mean I like other stuff.
A little difference is good now and then.
Oh yeah.
So. All right, well, that's going to do it for us this week. So make sure you comment who won in PvP this week. And if you have any questions for us, make sure to leave it on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. You can check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and subscribe to our show on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, Player.fm, and Satchel. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast.
And you can also follow us on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at WNS_Daniel. You can follow Tyler at Tyler_Abear.
What?
So there you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
And we will catch you all next week.
Bye.